Over the next few weeks, you're going to be seeing a lot more of us. We'll be where you least expect us, when you least expect us. It might be today, it might be tomorrow night, but we'll be there. So if you think you can get away with drinking and driving this week, or even next week, think again.
Tassie's biggest television promotion is here. The big one. Southern Cross is giving away over $150,000 in prizes. To be a winner, simply shop at any store that displays the Big One sign. The Big One. Only from Southern Cross.
Hi, I'm Jason Wiley from Wiley Tiles. Did you know we have 4 stores statewide, and because of our bulk buying power, we stock Tasmania's largest range of imported and Australian tiles. We deal direct with overseas factories to bring the latest designs to your home. And because of our bulk buying power, our prices are always the best. Our mobile showrooms allow you to make your choice at home today. Visit us and let our professional staff help you select from the great range of tiles at Wiley Tiles statewide.
Football finals fever has come to Motors used car yards throughout Tasmania. We're closing Saturday, grand final day, but we'll be trading all day Sunday with great deals. So remember, everybody is a winner at Motors used cars statewide.
If you're building a home or renovating, we are the center of investigating. You'll be amazed how much there is to see, and we're open 7 days a week. With the right ideas, the right advice, we're the Home Idea Center. All you want, all you need is at the Home Idea Center.
Do you want to keep fit? Do you want to meet people? Then why not enter a team at the Action Indoor Sports Stadium? There's indoor cricket, soccer, netball and sandball. So give us a call and get into the action. It's a great way to exercise. It's a great way to make friends both during and after the game. So why don't you join us at the Action Indoor Sports Stadium, 15 Main Road, Moona.
They came bearing felons. They came to trade. They came to win. And they still come every day to Peter Johnston Ship Chandlers on the Hobart Waterfront.
At Glenorchy Central, they're smiling because a bigger and better Shark Shack has arrived from Constitution Dock. The seafood is still superb, but the menu has expanded and now you can eat in. The all-new Shark Shack at Glenorchy Central. Try it today.
Elegance matched by ability. Performance delivered in style. Experience the new Chrysler Neon. The biggest movie of the year is here. God help us.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the
Smith, Goldwyn and Pullman. Independence Day, Sunday.
What a magnificent day it is here in Melbourne. A cool, sunny day, a temperature of around 19 degrees and some 95,000 fans jam-packed here at the MCG. And have a look at this first half. Well, Carlton got away with 3 goals in the second quarter. Lappin was dynamic. He booted 2 and he had 8 possessions in that term. Murphy was busy with 8 possessions. So too was Dean Rice. But then for the Kangaroos, there was a gentleman by the name of Corey McKernan. He booted a couple of goals in as many minutes. And Anthony Stevens, again, was the player who had the problem with his AC joint and also his elbow. But plenty happening in this first half. The margin was 12 points at half-time, quarter time, 20 points at half-time. It's a fantastic game of footy wherever you may be viewing. I hope you can stay with us, especially our friends over there in Dili enjoying the telecast, coming to you from 7 Sport. Let's now have a look at our Mitsubishi moment, a chance for you to win in this fabulous Mitsubishi competition.
Mitsubishi Motors presents 1999 Memorable Moments. Vote for your favourite moment now. Was it A, Tony Lockett breaking Gordon Coventry's record?
It's going to go!
B, Hawthorn's strong comeback against St Kilda in round 12. C, Peter Carey's mark. Or D, the classic Essendon versus Kangaroos clash in round 17. You be the the judge for a chance to win a rugged Mitsubishi Pajero EO. With air conditioning, driver's airbag, Mitsubishi Super Select four-wheel drive system and all on-road costs. Pick the moment with the most votes and you'll go into the draw for the Mitsubishi Pajero EO. The winner will be announced during Sports World the day after the grand final. Pick up the phone now and win a rugged Pajero EO, the compact four-wheel drive that's built to four-wheel drive.
Yes, go to it. Your chance to be a winner. There'll be plenty of winners on show on 7 tomorrow morning with the footy panel in action, a special time at 10 o'clock. So I hope you can join Rex Hunt and the team, including star bomber Matthew Lloyd, the Cats Barry Stoneham, Nathan Burke from St Kilda, Nick Holland and Nick Daffy. It's the grand final wrap, including the goal of the year, and it is the footy panel. Note that special time, 10 o'clock on 7 tomorrow morning. Well, they call the third quarter the Premiership quarter. It's coming up right here on 7 after the break.
Island Block and Paving has just delivered a knockout blow to their competitors with the release of their new weed-free paving range. Island Block and Paving's new weed-free pavers have been trialled for 2 years and have proven to win the fight against weeds and moss. Weed-free pavers from Island Block and Paving keep your paved area looking vibrant and stain-free for years. Select the weed-free, no-maintenance, slip-resistant, environmentally friendly way to pave your driveway, footpaths or patio. See their wide range of colours and styles available exclusively from K&D Warehouse stores and K&D Bricks and Pavers.
Hello?
Hi, darling. What's happened over there in the last couple of days?
I've met someone, and he's got 4 legs.
Telstra's $3 Easy STD is now extended to weekends. Between 7 p.m. and midnight, call anywhere in Australia and pay no more than $3. Chat for hours with Telstra's $3 Easy STD. It's like a whole night's entertainment every night.
We've been talking for 25 chocolates.
Mom!
Making it easy for you.
Over the next few weeks, you're going to be seeing a lot more of us. We'll be where you least expect us, when you least expect us. It might be today, it might be tomorrow night, but we'll be there. So if you think you can get away with drinking and driving this week, or even next week, think again.
What's that?
It's my new Dandy catalogue. I absolutely need it.
Oh, but I bought it home.
No, this is mine. Yours must be somewhere else.
But can't I just have a look?
No, I need it right now.
Get your own Tandy 2000 catalogue, only from Tandy. You've got questions, we've got answers.
At our Goodyear Auto Service Centre sale, Gary here wouldn't even be told off if he sold you another brand like Remington for just $65, and he'd quite happily sell you this Dunlop Grand Prix for just $89. And Gary wouldn't even get the slightest ticking off for giving you a great deal on these Olympic sprinters for $106. That's right, unbiased advice and the right price. Because we don't just sell it if it's Goodyear, we sell it if it's good. Call 132343 for your local store.
When you're serious about sport, tell Ace.
I keep getting asked why I give $1,600 for your old registered clunker. The answer is I just do. So come in and see Rod, the two Peters, Ray or Les at any of my 3 yards.
Why does he do it?
Hey.
Tonight, police investigating the disappearance of a young Launceston woman recover a body in bushland near the city. And the Aussies take on the Russians in Davis Cup doubles.
Southern Cross Nightly News. First at 6.
Reggie's got a secret.
You're just going to sit there all day until I tell you, aren't you?
I could rearrange my schedule.
And it's driving the boys nuts.
Maybe this guy she's involved with wasn't even a guy.
The all-new Becker. Southern Cross Sunday.
Welcome back. We're in the home of the AFL football here at the MCG, but there's the future, the Colonial Stadium, where so many matches are going to be played next year. The Goodyear Blimp getting some great shots today on a grand final day here at the MCG.
Half-time analysis on 7's grand final coverage.
Welcome back. I'm joined by Gerard Healy and also Jason Dunstall. To you, firstly, Jason, the kick-ins early were a bit of a problem, weren't they, for the Kangaroos? King in the first place with Ratton getting the first goal of the match.
Yeah, it certainly was. I think the problem with kicking to yourself and playing on quickly is you end up with a bit of a hole. You've got nowhere to go, no long option, no short option. In the end, he goes for the short one to Anthony Stevens, which was the wrong option anyway, and Brett Ratton snooped on it to kick a very good goal. And then in the second quarter, we saw Byron Pickett looking to find Winston Abraham. He kicked off one step, and you just can't do that. I mean, he had to pinpoint it over 45 metres. In the end, Camporelli took the mark and kicked a goal.
What about Capuano, Gerard, and the role he's been able to play in the first half so far?
Oh, it's been quite outstanding, hasn't it, Bruce? You'd have to be very close to leading the Norm Smith medal count, but his marking across the half-back line in the first quarter kept, I think, the Blues very much at bay and just steadied them when they were looking pretty shaky, the Kangaroos. We came into this match knowing that it was going to be one of the absolute key battles between him and Matthew Allen. Right now, Matt Capuano is head and shoulders above.
And what out to both of you, to McKernan and the influence he was able to put on the game in that 5-minute patch.
Well, he looked to be struggling early, but when he exerted his influence, it was very telling. He took a quick chest mark and he unloaded from about 70 metres, and this is just an extraordinary kick. I mean, it's probably hit the back fence, so he's kicked it 75 metres with a drop punt into a slight breeze. That was just unbelievable. And then he outmarked one-on-one with Koutafidis in the pocket, and a classic check side, a team-lifting goal.
And ironically, it may be that that's the important move. McKernan playing well has released Anthony Koutafidis. For Carlton to get back into it, Kouta has got to fire in the middle.
What about the team, the overall Kangaroos team? We'll have a look at their team stats to half-time. Grant's kicked 3 goals.
Oh, he's been sensational. Probably, along with Capuano, their best player on the ground. Adam Simpson's gathered a lot of the ball, done a good job. Peter Bell in the second quarter came into it, and David King doing a good job, as always, down back.
So they're the leaders for the Kangaroos, so some great contributors there. Their midfield doing particularly well. Live shots from the Kangaroo rooms at the moment. And the Blues have also had terrific returns from their midfielders as well, Gerard.
Yes, they have. I think Brett Ratton was about the best player on the ground for the Blues in the first half. And you have a look there, 14 possessions. Matthew Lappin's been quite outstanding, getting a lot of possessions up the ground. Camporelli also got off to a fly. Justin Murphy's playing his usual role, picking up plenty of possessions. Craig Bradley's getting a number of possessions, but look, I've liked the game of Dean Rice across the half-back line. He's been superb.
So that's the Blues to half-time. Do you give them a chance, Jason? They're 20 points behind.
Oh, certainly. I think they're right in this. We've underestimated them most of the final series. If they can get a little bit out of Lance Whitnell at centre forward, kick a couple of quick goals, they're right in it. This could be a close one.
And what do the match stats tell you to half-time from Mitsubishi Motors, Gerard?
Well, if we look at the centre breaks, it's, well, surprisingly, it's the Kangaroos. I would have thought it was Carlton in front there. Inside 50, relatively even, but the Blues have got to find themselves an effective goal scorer.
So, Gerard, you with Jason give the Blues a chance?
Oh, absolutely, Bruce. I think the running power of the Kangaroos is being tested to the limit, and the Blues have got a fair bit in reserve.
So that's the situation here at half-time. Tim Watson, the St Kilda coach, will join me right after the break with his thoughts.
City Motors have set the lowest prices. These 98 VT Commodores are just $23,650. A choice of sedan or wagon, all with air conditioning. Or what about these 98 EL Falcons at just $19,990, all with air conditioning. 98 EL Falcons at just $19,990. Best of all these cars come with 12 months registration and 2-year factory warranty. So 98 VTs at just $23,650 or 98 ELs from $19,990. What are you waiting for?
Range, value for money, get down to cheaper liquor. Rosemount split label range down to a cool $7.95. And Stolly Lemon Rusky 6-packs a laid-back $13.95. Cheaper liquor, bigger range, better value.
Footy time! Now, football food ought to be as great as the game, don't you see? Kick it off with this, my 21-piece bucket from KFC. That'll keep the crowd happy, if it's the only thing you score today.
Drink Coca-Cola, look under the cap, and you could instantly win one of 10 Coca-Cola Total Sport 2000 passes. You and a friend could go to all these big events in the greatest year ever in Australian sport, including the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games, starting with the opening ceremony. The only way to win is to look under the cap when you drink Coca-Cola, and the only reason to stop is to cheer.
Tassie's biggest television promotion is here. The big one. Southern Cross is giving away over $150,000 in prizes.
And to be a winner is oh so simple.
Shop,
Just shop at any store that displays the Big One sign. Post. Fill in your Big One entry form and post it to Southern Cross.
Watch.
Watch Southern Cross on Monday nights for the weekly draw and on New Year's Eve for the $100,000 prize giveaway.
The Big One. Only from Tasmania's Southern Cross.
Parbury, quality with style, function and affordability. Ceramolite designer tile panels, the easy alternative to ceramic tiles in the kitchen, bathroom and laundry. Australian bathroom products add that touch of class to any bathroom with a traditional timber vanity, V4 cabinets or the new Stardust tapware. Centig tapware and the new Lasker mixer range offer practical, superb quality and is beautifully crafted. Parbury has style to suit any bathroom, available at Robert Ferguson statewide.
Picnic in the park is complete with delicious sunrise pies.
The biggest movie of the year is here.
God help us.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the
Smith, Goldblum, and Poole. Independence Day, Sunday.
She's dedicated her whole life to nursing.
God, Mitch.
But Tuesday, Bond will do the unexpected.
I'd like to be taken off the case. Can I ask why I want off the case?
All Saints, Southern Cross Tuesday.
And welcome back to the MCG. We call the third quarter the Premiership quarter in grand finals. Have a look at the last 3 years and what has happened. The Crows 5-8 to 2 goals over the Kangaroos, went on to win. 6-1 to 2-2 over St Kilda, went on to win. And in 96 it was the Kangaroos 4-7 to 1-2. One man who knows all about third quarters is Tim Watson, the St Kilda coach, 3-time Premiership player with the Bombers. What do you think Carlton have got to do here, Tim, to get right back into the game?
Well, I think, Bruce, the first thing they've got to do is they've got to go and they've got to win the ball out of the centre bounces and around the stoppages around the ground. I think that's where North Melbourne's really taken control, particularly in the latter part of that second term.
Have you been surprised at the lack of influence, I guess, from Carey and also Whitnell, two key forwards?
Well, I guess that's one of the dilemmas that faces David Parker at half-time, whether or not to throw Silvani forward, because they have been sadly beaten in the key post and up forward. But if he does that release Carey too much? The only other player I think that can possibly play on Carey is Kuda-Futis, and they obviously need him elsewhere.
And what about Whitnell's situation? Hardly touched, they got a couple late in the quarter.
Oh, no, look, he's playing on a very difficult player, by the way, but he really does need to exert some influence if Carlton are to get back into this game. 20 points is not a lot, but one just senses if North Melbourne come out very quickly, score a couple of goals early, then perhaps the back will be broken for Carlton.
So the first 10 minutes absolutely vital
it's
here?
critical. It's critical, Bruce, yes.
There's a delicious irony here. The North Melbourne so efficient, last year so inaccurate, and yet they've kicked 9 goals for same scoring shots as Carlton to half-time.
Yeah, well, I guess where they've really pressured the player with the ball all the time, and that's the way North Melbourne play. They like to shut down the space. They've been able to do that. They've stopped the runners off half-back. There's been a lot of really stationary type situations for Carlton. That's not what they want. Carlton have ended up having to kick to contests. They would prefer to kick to clear players, but they just haven't been able to find those players.
I think one of the jewels of the first half has been Lappin and Pickett. Pickett's been terrific, but in the end, Lappin started to get on top.
Well, he's kicked 3 goals, Lappin. He's been a very influential player. He's actually probably kept Carlton in on the scoreboard in this first half. I think Pickett does like to zone off. Any side in the competition does try and play a presenting type player, and Lappin's done that very well.
And finally, Capuano versus Allen. A lot talked about that. What do you think?
I think probably Capuano's probably taken the points around the ground. I think he's probably had more influence around the ground in some ways, but I think Allen probably has still been the player that's been getting his hand on the ball first, but Carlton haven't always been able to take it away.
Great to talk to you again, Tim.
You too, Bruce.
Terrific. Tim Watson there, the coach of St Kilda, who believes, like Jason Dunstall and also Gerard Healy, that the Blues have still got a chance, but at the moment they trail by 20 points. It's 9 goals for the Kangaroos to 5 goals 8. So what's going to happen in the Premiership quarter when we return here to the MCG for the second half of the grand final?
The following sponsors hope you enjoy AFL Grand Final Day: DJ Mitsubishi, Amy, McDonald's, Mitre 10, the Cheaper Liquor Company, and City Motors VW.
Got the blues or maybe the ruse? Then get down to Cheaper Liquor for grand final prices. Cascade Draft barrel to $24.50 and Foster's Light Ice drop kick to $18.95. Cheaper Liquor, better range, better value.
Don't pay too much. Onga firefighter pumps. Out they go on the early buy special from only $420. But be quick. Available only from J.R. Stevenson statewide.
Tonight, Australian-led forces crack down on East Timorese militias in Dili as some Indonesian troops pull out, and a long haul for competitors in the annual Launceston to Hobart race.
Southern Cross Nightly News. First at 6.
Welcome back to the MCG, and a marvellous view of this fantastic crowd from the Goodyear blimp. Some 95,000 fans packed in here this afternoon. Bright sunny day, and I'm sure the guys in Dili are enjoying this big clash between the Kangaroos and the Navy Blues. It is the Roos leading 9-4 to 5 goals 8. They booted 6 goals 1 in that second term. Stark contrast to this time last year when they booted 2 goals 11. Carlton first out in preparation for the second half. Andy McKay, good first half. Justin Murphy picked up plenty of possessions. So too Camporelli. Ange Christou, a battle for him today. Fraser Brown, so much resting on him, and also Brett Ratton, Robbo.
Yeah, I think that Brett Ratton, it was significant that when he came off the ground halfway through that term for the blood rule, that the Kangaroos just wrenched away the momentum from Carlton and kicked a couple of goals, and Ratton finding it just a little bit difficult to get back into the mode that he was in before he went off the ground.
At the same time, Peter Bell started exerting some influence, which I think was the key point that you mentioned, Robbo. It just changed the mixture in the middle of the ground, and they started winning some ball in midfield, the Roos. Let's go down to the boundary line, and the Riders are running hot today. Dipper and Aussie, boys.
Yeah, thanks very much, Sandy. We're pretty excited in our first half there by the Kangaroos. I've just been out in towards the pocket where the Kangaroos will be kicking to. There is a blind spot here. If you're facing towards the goal, it's okay, but if you just turn a little bit right, the players are going to have difficulties in catching the mark.
Yeah, that's always a problem this time of the night when the sun's setting. Different, similar problems at Optus Oval, but to Carlton, they need to get back in the next 10 minutes. I think if it's a blowout in the next 10 minutes, that's a real problem. They need Whitnell, Beaumont and Hamill to fire. Hamill's looking dangerous, but he's just not getting enough of the ball.
And for the Kangaroos, an even performance. Carey hasn't, cut loose as yet, and that's the most important thing for the Kangaroos. They're still in this with a big show, but the question mark is the second half, isn't it, really?
Yes, no doubt about that, Dipper. There's Johnny Longmire, still waiting his opportunity in game number 200. There's a couple of milestones today, as we've mentioned. Peter Bell's 100th, and John Blakey in game number 299. Marvellous career by Blakey.
What did you think of the suggestion of Tim Watson that Silvani to go forward? He also said that he's doing such a great job on Carey that it'll be...
You're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Exactly. I think he's doing a tremendous job on Wayne Carey at this stage. They've already released Anthony Koutafidis now. Whether he goes in the midfield or goes forward, you've got a couple of options with him. But at the moment, I would be terrified that if I moved Silvani off Carey, Carey could put the game beyond your reach in the matter of 10 minutes.
I'd like to see the Blues move Chris Massey onto the ground. I've seen him play a fantastic couple of games this year, and up forward I think he's got so much skill he could do so. I think you've got your wish. Just having a look at that Blues bench, there's not Chris Massey coming to sit down. Once again, Sandy, it emphasises that with the bench that Carlton picked, they've had the ability to put fresh legs on at half-time, whereas the man on screen, let's see how long he can continue. He would have had fresh injections just to numb that ankle as best as possible. There is Chris Massey, skilled, athletic, can take a mark and can also kick goals.
Christou's back on. He's on Scholl, I think, and Silvani has got Carey. There's Massey.
Justin Murphy at full forward, Bruce. I think this was a move that had to come eventually.
Well, it's the premiership quarter, isn't it? The third quarter. In the last 50 years, the team that has won this quarter 39 times has gone on to win the grand final. It is the premiership. It'll be the Kangaroos. Quick kick by Harvey out of the centre. Massey's got to get his hands on it early. The ball eluded him. Still eluding.